My name is Chris Malin. I'm a detective sergeant with the Brookline Police Department. I've been a Brookline police officer for 27 years.
My name is Derek Harrington. I'm a police sergeant in the patrol division at Medway Police Department.
Police officers regularly respond to calls involving a wide span of violent incidents of people with serious injuries, incidents of abuse, domestic violence. Unfortunately, they respond to calls of suicide, drug overdoses, and any number of traumatic incidents that are probably the worst day of other people's lives.
First responders see a multitude of incidents, and when they see something tragic, especially for the first time, it can be hard for them.
Being routinely exposed to traumatic events can have an effect on somebody's personal life, their professional life, their demeanor, and it can make it difficult for them to live their lives fully, whether that's as a productive police officer or a good parent, a good spouse. That necessitates the need to have some peer-based resources available.
We need to make sure that our people are taken care of, and their concerns and their feelings and emotions and all the things are validated and dealt with. And that's where peer support team comes in.
So when we provide support to officers that we work with, it can happen in different ways. Sometimes a person will approach you. Oftentimes it's something that myself or another team member might recognize, or it could be something that one of these people's coworkers bring to our attention and they're not comfortable approaching them.
A situation where I received peer support was I was notified while on vacation that my brother had taken his own life. I just felt a sense of emptiness, and I had trouble focusing, eating, sleeping. I just was distracted. Finally, it hit me that I was not in a good place, and not only was I not safe for myself on this job, I was not safe for my fellow officers. And I reached out to my lieutenant to get some help, and he put me in touch with an officer out of a peer support unit. And this officer was very supportive, was able to listen to me, validate my feelings, my emotions, and what I was going through. And he was able to get me back on a path where I could be a productive and successful officer.
Peer support programs make that awkward step of reaching out to someone for help a little less awkward because they're speaking to a peer. Having a peer that they know they can turn to makes it more likely that they will seek out the help.
I believe in peer support because peer support is an extension of what we do as first responders. We're supporting our peers in the community. And if we can't do it within our four walls and be able to support our brother and sister, how are we going to effectively support them out on the street?
I think on a big picture, it recognizes that culturally, as a profession, we're changing. We're recognizing things that we should have recognized decades ago. And I think that's a good thing. And I think peer support plays a big role in that, because it makes it more accessible for officers to get the assistance they may need, and peer support can be sort of the gateway and the conduit to that help.
These programs can help prevent a potential suicide of an officer. If an officer is struggling and just feels like that he or she has no other option, these programs are 24/7. Officers are willing to come out at any time because they have a duty to the profession and to help their brother and sister get to a better place.
When we check in with somebody, there's no stigma attached to it. I had an officer last week actually mention when a number of people checked in with them after a suicide, that they said they appreciated the fact that so many people had checked in, and they also appreciated the fact that now it was accepted that they did that, and that was common. And I think that's a good sign that we're changing the way we look at a lot of these situations with our officers and addressing it in a more healthy way.
Ultimately, what these programs are for. They're there for the officer and their families, because this is a hard career. This is a hard job to do, and we need as much support as we can get.
You owe it to yourself and your family to live the best possible life that you can. And if being a police officer is making it difficult to accomplish that goal, peer support programs are there to make that accomplishment a little bit easier.